Hey everyone, and welcome back. In our last video, we introduced James Clear's Atomic Habits and covered the surprising power of tiny changes and the first law, make it obvious. Today, we're digging into part 2, focusing on laws 2 and 3, make it attractive and make it easy. Ready to learn how to make good habits irresistible and effortless? Let's dive in. Alright, quick recap. Habits follow a 4-step loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. The first law helps us with the cue by making our good habits obvious. But what about the craving? That's where the second law comes in. Make it attractive. Why do we crave certain things? It's often driven by dopamine. Interestingly, dopamine spikes not just when we get a reward, but when we anticipate one. It's the anticipation that motivates us to act. So how can we use this? One brilliant technique is temptation bundling. The idea is to link an action you want to do with an action you need to do. Love scrolling social media but need to exercise? Clear suggests a formula. After habit I need, I will, habit I want. For example, after I do 10 burpees, need, I will check Facebook want. Eventually, your brain starts associating the need habit with the want habit, making the necessary task more attractive because it predicts the enjoyable one. Another huge factor in attractiveness is social influence. We're herd animals. We naturally imitate 3 groups: the close, family and friends; the many, the tribe; and the powerful, those with status. Think about the Polgar sisters, raised in a chess-obsessed household. Chess became completely normal and attractive to them. The lesson? Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Surround yourself with people who have the habits you want. Clear also suggests reframing how we think about habits. Instead of saying, I have to go for a run, try, I get to build endurance. This simple shift highlights the benefits, making the habit seem like an opportunity, not a burden. You can even create motivation rituals. Doing something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit, like listening to a specific song before a workout, to condition yourself into the right mindset. Now let's move to the third law, make it easy. This law tackles the response part of the habit loop. Clear starts by highlighting the difference between being in motion and taking action. Motion is planning, strategizing, learning, like reading articles about diet plans. Action is what delivers an outcome, like actually eating a healthy meal. We often get stuck in motion because it feels like progress without the risk of failure. The key is to get your reps in, focus on action. How do habits form? Through repetition. The more you repeat an action, the more automatic it becomes. So the most effective way to build a habit isn't about time, but frequency. Make it easy to get those reps in. This brings us to the law of least effort. Human nature is wired to conserve energy. We gravitate towards the easiest option. So instead of trying to power through difficult habits with sheer willpower, reduce the friction. Design your environment to make good habits easier. Want to exercise? Lay out your clothes the night before. Want to eat healthier? Prep meals in advance. This is like removing the bend from a garden hose, instead of just turning up the water pressure. Conversely, increase friction for bad habits. Want to watch less TV? Unplug it after each use? Or even move it to a closet? Want to use your phone less? Leave it in another room. Perhaps the most practical application of this law is the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Read before bed becomes read 1 page. Do yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. Why does this work? It makes it incredibly easy to start. Anyone can do something for 2 minutes. It's a gateway habit that gets you moving, and once you start, it's easier to continue. It helps you master the art of showing up, standardizing the habit before you try to optimize it. You can also use commitment devices, choices you make now, to lock in future behavior and make bad habits harder. Think of Victor Hugo locking away his clothes to force himself to write. We're using website blockers to avoid distractions. Automation, like setting up automatic bill pay, is the ultimate way to make good habits easy and inevitable. Part 2 also touches on some advanced ideas. It acknowledges that genes and natural talent matter. The key isn't to ignore genetics, but to choose habits and fields where your natural inclinations give you an advantage. Play a game where the odds are in your favor. Ask yourself, what feels like fun to me but work to others? What makes me lose track of time? Find habits that align with your personality. To stay motivated long-term, embrace the Goldilocks rule. Work on tasks that are just on the edge of your current abilities. Not too easy, not too hard. This keeps you engaged. But crucially, Clear reminds us that the greatest threat to success isn't failure, but boredom. Professionals stick to the schedule even when they don't feel like it. You have to fall in love with boredom and just keep showing up. Finally, be aware that habits can lead to mindless repetition. Periodically review and adjust to ensure you're still improving. Wow, that's a lot of actionable advice packed into laws 2 and 3. Making habits attractive and easy is crucial for building systems that last. What book has really helped you understand motivation or make habits stick? Let me know your recommendations in the comments below. And if this summary helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. How can you use temptation bundling to make a habit you need to do more appealing this week? And what's one tiny change you can make to your environment to reduce the friction for a good habit, following the law of least effort? Thinking through these questions is a great start, but the full book offers even more detailed examples, scientific insights, and dives into the crucial 4th law, make it satisfying, plus more advanced strategies. To truly master your habits, reading Atomic Habits is a must. You can find a link to purchase the book in the description below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.